Shift Yourself Media.
I bought this 2010 Nissan Versa for $300. Thing's been wrecked, but it runs pretty good. Not too bad on the inside. It's been rained in a little in the back, but it slid down a hill backwards. Knocked out the back window, knocked out the tail light. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. It's only got 120,000 miles on it. It's kind of too good to scrap. So we'll see what we can do. So I've got an idea. Hear me out on this. What if I take this, cut it right down there and across, and have a little four-door truck? Well, obviously there are lots of reasons not to do this, but there's one good reason why we should. Because this is Shift Yourself Media, and when the normies see this thing going down the street when it's done, they'll shift themselves too. While I do like attention when I'm out on the road, I don't like attention from folks who wear badges, carry guns, and say things like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And "Can I see your license, please?" So we're going to take this tail light, we're going to remove it, this cover's all knocked off, and I've got a quick fix. With the Tractor Supply, and got one of these trailer lights. We'll get it wired up, we'll be legal and ready to go. So the reason I didn't get two tail lights is this one still works, it's still reflective in red. It's got cracks in it, but broken crayon's still color. This thing's not a miserable econo box. A lot of stuff works. Radio works, despite the fact that when I put the battery charger on it, put it on 200 amps and set it there for 20 minutes, smoke started coming out of the aux port. That's still good. The air works. All the dash lights work for sure. So I was kind of looking at the tack. I know the bottom part of it works. I wonder if the top part works. Yeah, it works too. Cool. Let's kind of back this thing out on the road just to see if it has any weird noises or anything like that. A little bit of brake noise. I wonder if the burnout works on it. No, it doesn't. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of work here with the Nissan. Regal's going to go ahead and drive this thing a little bit. He's going to drive it up to the shop. It's not that far, but I'm going to be in there with him, so don't start yet, buddy. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here we are inside. Regal's in here. I have control of the parking brake. So what we're going to do, Regal's just going to hit the brakes and he's going to turn the steering wheel. And this is his first time doing this, so if he hits anything, it'll be my wagon or the hearse or something else cool. So here's your shot, Junior.
I know.
Alright, so keep your foot on the brake.
Okay.
Pretty much all the time. No, like pushing in on the brake. I don't mean like just touching it.
It is. It's
Alright.
the brake.
Alright, so we're going to go from park into drive. So as soon as you let off the brake, the car's going to go.
Okay.
So can you see over the steering wheel, Junior?
Yes. A
little bit. Okay, so your default mode is to push on the brake. So you'll let off just a little bit while turning left.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. And if you get nervous, just hit the brake. Get a feel for the brake. Go ahead and turn it. Turn to the left. You're good. You're doing great. Keep it on the brake. Brake, brake, brake. There you go. There you go. You're doing great. Don't hit your car. His car's up there in the shop. Good job so far. Straighten up. Hit the brake. Hit the brake. Not so hard. Finesse. Okay, don't hit your car. Don't hit your car.
Is that good?
A little bit more. Okay. All right. Good job. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get started getting this taillight put in. The neat thing that the nice folks at Blazer did was they told us the stop and turn are yellow and the taillight is brown. And we'll just ground it here somewhere. The nice folks at Nissan were not as generous. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Regal. All the wires going to all the lights on this are black in color. So we'll get it figured out which ones, get them tied together, and we'll see where we go. So I chopped all these connectors off, all these plugs off and sockets, and I used the power probe as a little multimeter just to see where power was coming from and what had ground. And so I've got the tail light connected to the brown and the brake light and turn signal connected to the yellow. I'm going to put ground here to these screws and get it mounted up, and we'll have it working good. Something that a lot of us need to learn is that twisting wires together and putting black tape around them is not a repair. I'm not repairing this, I'm just piecing it together. That's why I don't mind to do this. But that's not a repair. I used an existing bracket from God knows what here on this. So now it's got a light on this side, it's got a light on that side. Brake light works, tail light works, turn signal works. Everybody wins. And actually it doesn't even hyper flash anymore, so that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, bad news bears. So even though this is flashing good, it's also flashing our brake light and our other side brake light. It's because I tied these two together. So when I'm in town tomorrow, I'm going to get another light and put it up here kind of off to the side. So it's not a big deal. One really cool feature about this vehicle is the fact that the hatch will not open. It makes a noise, won't come up. That's because there are decking screws, one on each side, holding it closed. So we'll take that off. We'll see if it opens up. Alright, both screws out. What do you know? Opens up. I'll just throw a bunch of this stuff away. I'm going to cut it out anyway. I got these bolts out of the hinges, or the nuts rather, off the hinge studs to get the hatch off. The only thing holding it on here is the shock. And I tried knocking this one off because usually this little bulge one here, you can just hit it and knock it free. This one's a little bit more robust, so I guess I'll just take it off here at the bolts. Now that all the fasteners are out and this thing's just kind of hanging up there on the threads, I can kind of push it out of the way. We do have a little bit of wire conduit holding it up. The only thing that could go wrong here is it could hit one of these tail lights, like that new one that I just put on. Or this one, but I'm not as worried about that. So, now that the hatch is off, got the wires cut, this thing can go to the scrap pile, and we can start some of the body work. It's a little bit windy out here, and I'm getting ready to cut this top off. One important thing to know before you cut the top off a car is to take the windows out, especially the ones you're going to be cutting around. I'm going to leave the front one in there, I'm going to leave the windshield in, of course, but I've got to take these out. I've already taken this side out. I'm going to do the passenger side in just a moment so that we can get the frame of the door, the top part cut, and then we'll move on to the C-pillar. With the windows out, we're getting ready to make the cuts. We're going to start with the door frames and then move to the back and then the top. Or maybe do the top first and then the back, so I'm not up on top of the car and having it falling on me. But we'll see how it goes. Here's what you need to know. The most important part about cutting a car into a pickup truck, well, the few most important parts. 1, have a saw. 2, have a car you don't care that much about. And then 3, just kind of make them interact. So, let's see how it goes. And that's pretty much all there is to it. We'll repeat that on the other side, and then we'll start on the top. I really try to show the fun, exciting parts of doing this. What I've been doing for the past couple of hours is not the fun, exciting part. Took the back seat out and took the headliner out, and then the airbags. We don't want to cut into the airbag. Let's cancel Christmas. Okay? I've always really wanted a car with a swimming pool in it, but this one came equipped with one. It's not really exactly what I had in mind. So I'm going to drill a hole in that, let it drain out, drain all the malaria and whatever else is in there out, and then get to cutting on the sides since the airbags are out of the way. For this, I'm using a step drill bit or a Christmas tree bit. So I'm going to put it down in here with all the water in it and drain it out. I'm going to try to get the deepest part of it. Alright, I think it's draining. It is draining. It smells really bad, by the way. And so now my drill smells like a skunk's butt. And now all the water's drained out of it. It's kind of strange. You never know what you're going to find inside somebody's car. Especially if you get one that's been wrecked. Nobody plans on having a wreck. In this one we found a remote for a PC. And shrinky dinks. And some book. And a spoon. And whatever that is. And I'm not really going to touch that. I think it's yarn or something. And then a bunch of plastic or clear coat or whatever that is. And a spoon. But that's it. Nothing great. With this, we can go ahead and start to chop the top. Now, I don't know if there's a perfect science to this. I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to do it. But here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to look at the spot welds. You can see right here. There's a brace. See it on the other side. Comes up right here. Oops. Right here. I'm going to go right behind this spot weld. I'm going to start cutting right here. Then I'm going to go over to the other side and cut that way. Then I'm going to meet those in the middle. Now, this thing might not be perfect, but it's not getting ready to roll across the Barrett Jackson anyway. I'm just going to do something silly, drive around for a little while, and scrap or sell it. If it's a neat novelty, somebody wants it, I'll sell it for sure. But if not, it goes right across the scales. This other side, you get a better idea of the spot weld that I was talking about. And here's that. And then underneath, and if we follow that up, you can kind of see where I'm talking about right there. So we're going to try to hit both of them. See how it works. I had to put this camera down for a minute while I got the bike started. So, here it is. So ignore this part where I couldn't quite get it started, but other than that, it's a really nice cut actually. And if we look under here, it's exactly what I wanted. We got right there where that overlap is, and so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and join them together. And the other side, not too bad either. Kind of see where we got that. So I'm going to join these together. And so I left a little bit from the door back so I can fold that down if I need to, just so it's not a really rough cut right here. So that's going to be rough, but we're going to fold it in, put something on it, and we're going to cut right here. started cutting the top, and it went through pretty good. So I figured I could hold the camera and do this at the same time. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's harder than I thought. Alright, top's all the way across. It's in 2 pieces. And now I'm going to cut on the side. I don't really have an idea of what I'm going to do because I've got 2 mismatched taillights. I've got this one that's a composite and it's contoured to fit. And then the trailer light on that side. I'm not really worried about making it look stupid because, well, but I don't know. I'm just gonna probably line up some spot welds like I was doing with the other. Maybe get it to the bottom of this and then take it across. I want to stay away from this. It's already broken. I guess I could get another trailer light, but you know. So I'm gonna try to do that. If I can get it to line up, great. If not, I'm part way through here, and I don't think this is how you're supposed to do it. But I guess it's working. So it's one of those positions where the only thing you can do is just keep pushing forward. Now that we're all the way through, got the top done, got the side done, got some movement. I'll get the other side, and then we'll take the top off and we'll see our truck. And I'll cut the seats up. I'm failing at a few of these. And now we have a pickup truck. It's not finished, but it's a truck. So, pretty happy with it. I think everything works on it. I'll get the other turn signal put in. I'll get this thing street legal and I'll get it insured and tagged later this week and drive it around. I'm really happy with how the doors turned out. I'm going to do something with this though. Kind of wavy right there and it sticks back a little farther than I wanted it to. So we'll trim it up.
Shift Yourself Media.